The Wokepocalypse for the Hollyweirds is getting even worse, if you can believe it. Celebrities losing their minds. As it turns out, Americans no longer have time for them. This time, it's an award show. Ratings dropping down, the second of the year already. Nobody coming near their televisions to see what the movie stars, so important, have to say. Hello, folks, and welcome to the channel that continues to not drive you away, but welcome you in to a club where we all win by knowing what's really going on in Hollyweird. As we cover the dwindling interest in movie stars, the Wokepocalypse as we call it, all we need from you is that you click the like button, drop a comment down below, let us know your thoughts. And folks, if you've not yet subscribed to the channel, we're working hard to earn it from you. Movie stars are going down, down, down. And ladies and gentlemen, we're here to put the crown on somebody else because, well, look at this out of the Hollywood Reporter. TV ratings are in for the Golden Globes, but you knew this. This is from January 13th. We're just setting the table with it. The Golden Globes dipped for the second straight year. The awards drew about 8.7 million viewers on the Sunday night in which it appeared. But you'll remember celebrities came out and told you all about how you should be and what you would be if only you believed the things that they say. Now, well, things are coming to roost. February 5th, thatparkplace.com. 2026 Grammy Awards have now also seen a ratings decline as artists address political issues. Remember Billie Eilish coming out there and saying you're all in stolen land? According to Nielsen Big Data, viewership for the 2026 Grammy Awards was down 1 million viewers. 1 million viewers. Deadline reports that 14.4 million people watched the CBS telecast, down 6.5% from 2025, marking the second consecutive year of decline since the 2024 show, which drew 16.9 million viewers. Bottom line here, folks, is if you don't care about award shows, you're just like the rest of the majority of Americans. But if you don't like award shows, you probably don't like celebrities because that's what it's all about. Since outspoken musicians like Bad Bunny and Billie Eilish and host Trevor Noah were set to take the stage that night, many politically wary viewers may have decided to spend their Sunday night watching something else entirely. You all might know that Bad Bunny is about to do the Super Bowl halftime show, and I just got to wonder if this is an omen. I just got to wonder if maybe the celebrities who stand on their moral superiority thrones are actually throwing away everything the industry built over the last century, and it continues to go on and on. And now even the NFL coming out and saying, Bad Bunny, he's not going to wear a dress. Bad Bunny, he's not going to make any controversial statements. No, this is a unifying thing. Maybe it's because the NFL got to look at the latest award shows data. Jonas, you got to say, this is not great for movie stars. Nobody's going to the box office, and nobody seems to care about them nor their music even. Things are really in a downward spiral for celebs.
I think generally speaking, there's a lot of families that I've seen that they're not that interested in the game. Even the people that are interested in the game itself, you get a lot of skipping through. I mean, you really only guaranteed to halftime as far as any of the Super Bowl parties that I've been to. I generally reluctantly go because I'm not a sports ball guy. And then the commercials went woke a few years back, and then there was a pullback from that. But now this halftime show where they've got reggaeton as the main act, which is, I'm going to say, has regional popularity as opposed to mainstream popularity. Again, I think Jay-Z programs that. And also Bad Bunny is very much actively political in everything that he's doing. So it doesn't matter if the show itself is not going to be controversial. Everyone thinks it's going to be, so much so that there are other entities offering halftime programming, like Turning Point USA.
Well, is it fair to say that the glitz and glamour of movie stars and pop singers, that's pretty much gone away now? Is that fair to say?
Oh, absolutely. No one wants to be around these insufferable people.
Culture, what do you think about the culture of society right now? Where are people going to go to find their new heroes if it's not movie stars, if people just don't care anymore about them?
Well, I wish they could just go around their neighborhood and thank their local fire and police, for doing a great job, instead of giving them a hard time. Maybe make friends with, an ICE agent and take care of their family.
Who are you, Dean Cain now?
No, I'm just saying that there's very few people that line up to be respected in the first place. You have to be an extraordinary human to earn what used to be earned by more commonplace people, respect. So these people that try to stand out from the crowd, how are they standing out? Well, the only way they think they can do it is to be controversial and support very unpopular things. And whether you're a musician or an actor, you probably shouldn't talk. Ricky Gervais was correct at the Golden Globes so many years ago, 2019, 2020, when he said, you know what, just come up here, grab your award, thank your God, your parents, your agent, and then, take a hike. Because absent that, you don't know anything. And that is never more true than when you listen to somebody like Billie Eilish, who, stepped in it, let's say, in her acceptance speech, or some of the stupid thing, the one stupid thing specifically that Bad Bunny said when he got his award. You have, of course, one of the worst comedians in the history of television, Trevor Noah, being the presenter there, which tells you how far that award show has fallen. He's not a musician or even remotely connected to music. And to be frank, and I'm going to say something that might be offensive to some, we don't have musicians anymore. We have a group of people that
I don't disagree with you, Culture. Go ahead.
Yeah, they've used other better people's products to create something slightly different of average quality. A lot of samples and things like that. So, the argument that there's only 4 chords, and we can definitely have those conversations, but there's no storytellers in music anymore, unless you're in country music. And so what's the point of your song? Under the Bridge that time had a message, whether or not you like, the band that made it. You have Hotel California, which largely is populated by nuanced takes on, drug addiction and bad situations. You have all of this stuff that used to be parts of music are absent now, unless they're just talking directly about disrespecting women and many other things in various types of genres of music. The same things happen to entertainment and television and film. And those are just my perspectives. You can disagree with me if you so choose. But
well, I'm not going to disagree with you, but I'm going to pull up something to show that I think you're right. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Folks, take a look at what we got right here. This is out of, I believe, Box Office Mojo. Yeah, Box Office Mojo. This is the list of, by the year, the domestic box office numbers. And I just want to show, we're only going to 2019. I'll show you why in just a minute. No smoke and mirrors. But if you go back to 2009, the domestic box office was over $10 billion, and it remained over $10 billion all the way through 2019. And through 2019, you can see that in 2019, we had a bit of a down year because in 2018, we almost topped $12 billion.
Yeah.
And in 2019, came down a little bit, $11.3 billion. How are things going these days? Why are the awards shows down? Why are people tuning out? Well, in 2025, the number is 8.6. In 2024, 8.5. Ladies and gentlemen, if you include inflation into this, what you find out is it's about half the people before the pandemic to now. About half the people have stopped going to see movies. And if half the people have stopped going to see movies, half the people have stopped caring about celebrities. And that is why I believe we are now in a situation where the award shows, it doesn't matter what it is. The Oscars are going to be the same thing. They're done. They're over it. People have left the building. They don't care anymore. And the celebrities and their obnoxious, abrasive attitudes and their acerbic political takes have caused people to say, you know what? I'm going to go away. I'll go somewhere else. I don't need you to tell us with your Me Too-isms how much better than you are than me, when in fact, my little town has never done the stuff you do in Tinseltown. Ron, your thoughts?
I am so surprised that these award shows are televised. I'm not surprised that the awards exist, but this is the only thing that the culture has ever paid attention to as far as award shows. Every business has their awards. When I was at Disney Vacation Club, we had quarterly awards, annual awards. They're not televised. They're in other words, this is the only thing people ever did pay attention to, and it was because celebrities used to, let's say, when they went on to the old Old School Tonight Show, and this is the same thing that has happened with the late shows as well. Celebrities used to talk about fun stuff. They used to talk about their lives, little anecdotes about who they saw backstage somewhere, ran into. They probably still do a little bit of that, but all of that, so much of the conversation has turned to politics. And I personally think, I still think there are some phenomenal musicians out there, but we don't hear about them as much. My personal favorite, I'll shout her out all the time, is Lauren Allred, who was the actual voice behind the Greatest Showman song "Never Enough." She didn't. It was a voiceover over the actress that did that, but she herself, Lauren Allred, has a fantastic voice. She's probably politically on the left, but you don't really hear her talk about politics. And she hasn't gotten to that level of fame as like a Taylor Swift or a Billie Eilish or anybody else. And I don't know why necessarily. I see there are celebrities, the people that get the Grammys, they don't deserve them. I mean, I would have loved to see the group that did the songs for K-pop Demon Hunters get a lot more awards. That music was good, but it seems like these shows don't really even award based on the merit.
They're not real, Ron.
Yeah, exactly. They're not based on the merit of the performance, what they used to be. And therefore, they don't really have the cultural relevance that they used to have. I was thinking, when was the last time I went to like an Oscar party? Because, you know, in growing up in 1980s, 1990s, those were big nights. You would go to a party for an Oscar Awards or Grammy Awards or the Emmys or whatever. The last time I can recall going to an Oscar party, I think it was 2003. And at that time, I was heavily involved in the arts. I was in several shows, and the party that I went to was at the house of the director of a show that I was in. And so, you know, it was even then, me going to that party was a party of a whole bunch of, like, you know, entertainment actor, artist people, a bunch of us foo-foo people, because I was in the foo-foo gang, if you will. But I just don't see how any of these things are culturally relevant. There are so many independent creators now making things that are so much better and more entertaining and attention garnering than any of this stuff. Also, I'm a little distracted by Trevor Noah's really bad haircut there, but that's beside the point.
Don't judge him, Ron. Don't judge his follicular decisions. By the way, Ron, what it's like to me is it's like a sports team that is losing more and more every year. And because they can't get the big trophy at the end from the league, they throw their own awards and they give themselves their own little awards. But less and less people are tuning in because it's like, this is a bunch of nonsense. It's the same thing as when they did the podcasting award that's brand new for them, right? They didn't give it to Joe Rogan, who's the number one podcaster and has been for a decade. They give it to Amy Poehler.
Did you hear about that, by the way? Did you hear Joe Rogan's very specific response? He says that they reached out and said, it's a $500 application fee. And he's like, why would I pay you $500 for you to tell me that someone else is a better podcaster than me, the number one podcaster in the world?
Right. I can literally look at the stats and know I'm number one. I don't have to pay you $500 for you to lie to me. And maybe that's a great metaphor for America, Jonas. Maybe that's why viewers have tuned out and said, I don't need to give you my time for you to lie to me and tell me you're number one.
Perfect.
Thank you. Jonas, it's not often I get that level of compliment. Thank you, buddy. That's really.
But I tell you what, out there's a lot of number two.
Pulling Holly Weird to the sensible center, the mainstream middle where money is made is not easy, but folks, you make it easy to make videos each and every day because sharing time with you is a great honor, and we never take it lightly. An attitude of gratitude every single time we have the chance to shine with you. Until the next time, we only ask that you click that like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And folks, don't worry about paying any kind of tuition for this free class and how entertainment works. You are on scholarship. Highest IQ on the internet, that's you for sure. Until the next time we have the opportunity to spend time together, folks, we just ask that you keep learning, keep growing, and as ever, keep having fun.